Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point, moving forward, the battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a mind. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee, lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crashed Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be trippin', starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a slice, extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I have seen everything that has ever happened, ever will happen, ever could happen, and yet, what the hell is this?
Are you ready?
Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please, I'm trying to get paid. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please, I'm trying to get paid.
For 20
27 years. I ain't going for 28.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear, got the homie Left Face TV, aka Robo, and we also today have a special guest. This is actually a first for this particular side of the live streaming side of things, because normally it's usually us crusty old nerds sitting up here crusting up the place because that's what old men do. But today, bringing in special guest. Actually, I want to make sure I say this correctly. I actually went and looked this up, so if I say this wrong, please don't hate me. Alyssa Mercante.
Yeah, dead
Okay.
on.
Dead
on.
Look at that. Look. I have no muscle, but I'm gonna flex. Just be like, look, don't look at my baby muscle. Don't look at my baby muscles. It's
It really could have gone either way, because sometimes I hear that and I want to jump in to be like, yes, Mercante or something, and then the person themselves says Mercanti, and I'm like, oh.
That's what I was.
Trust me, we are like multiple generations removed Italian in my family, and we were saying my last name as Mercanti until I started taking Italian classes in school, and I came home and I was like, our last name is actually Mercante. So yeah, you nailed it, dude. Dead on.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Thank you, because I am the name butcher. That is my nickname. I'm the name butcher. Pleasure to meet you. But no, Alyssa, who, if I'm not mistaken, you are senior editor at Kotaku and a journalist who is very deeply in tune with what's going on in the gaming industry. And contrary to the belief of some really crusty nerds, not the good kind of crusty like we are. We're crusty because we're old. They're crusty because they're just terrible. But yeah, so to kind of set this up, because I think that for anyone who's missed the previous show, we kind of did a little bit of a dive into the Sweet Baby Incorporated drama, controversy, whatever anyone wants to call it. And we actually were looking at one of your articles about this. So we wanted to have you here to kind of help give that extra insight, because I feel like everyone's had a little bit of an overreaction.
A little. Gamers being unreasonable? What? Yeah. And I think that the article was intended to chill everyone out that was already kind of starting to get going by just, presenting what is actually going on. And naturally that turned into it's, worse now.
Well,
but I guess,
see, the problem is that you're a part of the deep state and you're going to lie. Anyway,
I'm being paid somehow all at once. I am broke, being paid by Phil Spencer, being paid by BlackRock, being paid by Sweet Baby Inc., who has like 19 employees, and also somehow a prostitute, and I'm making money that way. So it's
but you also can't get laid, I'm sure, right?
Also, I'm so ugly that I can't have sex.
That's right.
So it's just.
And you don't have J-cup breast. You don't have J-cup breast either.
J-cup titties, which is
okay. Well,
I think that's only a thing for Germany, though, right? Or something.
Yeah.
So going through your.
Wait. You left out PSYOP. You left out did we cover PSYOP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
We PSYOP.
Your PSYOP for for the diversity, equity, and inclusion movement, or DEI. As people like to call it, not actually knowing what it is. So I think this is the most important question, more important than anything regarding Sweet Baby Inc. or Crusty Nerds. Here's the real question. How do you have time to do all that? And how do I sign up for it so that I can get paid by so many random people who aren't connected?
I mean, I wish I knew, because apparently, I signed a contract in Blerd while I was not aware of it, and there were multiple contracts, and now that's my other job on top of what I do for Kotaku. It's pretty impressive but that's how, conspiracy theories and the people who peddle them work. It just spins out, and no one is even really consistent with like the attacks against me right now, you know, like they're racially tinged because they think I'm Latina, but then they're also anti-Semitic because they think I'm Jewish. But then they're also saying that I'm anti-Semitic because I said you can't be racist against white people. And so it's just this kind of like nothing's consistent because they're just kind of throwing everything at a wall and seeing what will stick. And all of it is, you know, hateful kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds exhausting. I'm not going to lie.
It is exhausting. I had a moment this weekend where I was a little bit like, geez, like where do you go from there? Because I also had a cold, so I couldn't even go out and like see my friends or have any fun. And I was just kind of like sitting around like, who's gonna send me a death threat next? So it was
Jesus Christ.
Very interesting weekend.
I kind of had it planned to like close up with this, but since you brought it up, before we get into the details of what you know and what you and what the truth is, what is your advice to people, other journalists, all right? Because I think in this day and age, where maybe in like you know, the 80s and 90s, you'd have to be picked up by a major paper to be able to go worldwide. Here, you could be a micro blogger on Twitter and something sparks, right? And so you work for a pretty big actually reputable video game company. Somebody writes something and boom, it takes off and it gets the attention maybe that like what you're getting. What would you say your advice would be to like people who are getting this kind of attention?
Well, it's, you know, I learned a couple of lessons this weekend as well, right? So I'm from a pretty run-of-the-mill, middle-classy, blue-collar town on Long Island where you talk shit, you got hit. And that was kind of my childhood and my upbringing. You know, we got in fights. My soccer team got in fights. We got in fights. And that was like what we knew we were known as. And it's weird to be having this stuff happening on the internet because the me that's like would confront someone being awful in public is like shut up, like just like I would here, you know. But it turns out that responding to things, especially people who don't want to hear logic, they don't want to be reasonable, they just want to spew hate, they want to try and like gotcha, like, you know, they're debating you, I don't think it's worth your time. There's a couple of great things you can use on like Twitter that's like Google Chrome plugins that will automatically block certain like blue check spam accounts or people who don't have profile pictures or people who have brand new accounts that are obviously sock puppets that just automatically go into replies and block, which I would suggest. It's very helpful. And also you can set notifications so that you can't see anything from someone who doesn't follow you when they reply, which is also very helpful. But yeah, I would say like, you know, it can be really overwhelming, but it is really good to also remember that it is the internet and it is not the real world. And when you go like this and shut your laptop, it's not there anymore.
It's gone.
Which is
it's gone.
Kind of good to remember.
It's kind of funny. It's a thing that while I have grown to no longer love this comedian because they're a whole piece of shit these days, apparently. And willfully so. They did say something that has always kind of resonated with me, and it's that Twitter's not a real place. So that's what I always tell myself. And whenever, like, cause not on the level that you have gotten, obviously. But yeah, I having to, it is so important to kind of take those breaks and be like, hey, I'm going to just, let's put the phone down. Let's uninstall the app for a little bit. Let's go outside. Let's talk to serious people. Let's talk to serious people for a moment.
Yes. All of that. And remembering too that like every time, you know, I said, and also like, it wasn't, you know, no one gives you a handbook for this stuff, right? So at first, like I said, I got really like frustrated and angry and I wanted to like stick up for myself and say things like, you know, you're saying that like this is racism against white people and like that doesn't even exist. That's stupid. And then of course, look what that turned into. That turned into now everyone's sending me emails that's like you hate white people and you should be fired for being racist against them. And I'm like, this is what this has turned into. Like, so it's just, yeah, at first maybe you want to like say some shit and get angry and frustrated. And then you remember that every time you say something, 500 more sock puppet accounts will pop up. It's like the butterfly effect. Like, for every one tweet you make, 600 anime avatar Twitter account holders will show up and yell slurs in your replies, and it's kind of like, all right, well, I'm just gonna start finding a middle ground. Like I have to be on Twitter for work. I have to, obviously keep communicating. I'm not going to go away, but I'm certainly not going to try and debate chuds in my replies.
That's it. No, that's exactly. you mentioned something that I've talked about a lot, and it's the way that the anonymity of the internet really just kind of like ramps stuff up, and people think that you're being hyperbolic or fake. The idea, like me and Chris, and he'll be on after you're out of here. We'll Cypher, we talked about something where we get into these sort of things in real life. And sometimes people say something and then quickly, and not just because they're cowards, because most people don't like getting punched in the face. It sucks. Or risk going to jail or getting hurt, or or awkward. Even if it's just yelling, people don't like being, just typically doesn't happen. But because people cannot get real life consequences, and even if I get beat up, it doesn't matter. But nobody wants to have to beat up somebody. It sucks. Fighting sucks. No matter win or lose, fighting sucks. But sometimes this is what you got to do. And people on the internet do not understand that, or they do, and they go, "This is the internet. Nothing's going to happen to me." They're just cowards, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also not. The internet is a place where you go maybe because you don't feel comfortable in the real world and you want to portray yourself as somebody that you may not be, or an even more blown out of proportion version of who you actually are in real life, which means the racism is ramped up if you're a little bit racist, and the homophobia is ramped up if you're a little bit homophobic, and you're kind of cosplaying as, that's the reason why they don't have their pictures and their real names associated with things. It's why when I was first in the Discord of this whole group in the first place, I asked flat out, just why don't you guys have your names associated with things? Because I wanted to have confirmation to what I was assuming, which was that, well, we don't want the hate that we're spewing to be associated with us.
That's right.
So that's just what it is. It's really easy to say shit when nobody can trace it back to you, and you can type it up and then, I don't know, go eat Cheetos, and no one's going to show up at your house and crack you upside the head and go, don't say that. Don't say that online. And that's just how this goes. And it's this unfortunate side effect of the internet, and a doubly unfortunate side effect of a place like Twitter, which is now under, the regime of a big giant clay divorced idiot. Yeah. So it's why it's even worse.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get right into it. Just real quick for the chat. If you're a moderator, go ahead and take care of anything that's happening. We'll probably, if people get too crazy, we're just gonna ignore the chat and talk. But
we're usually calm here.
Yeah. If it's just the community, if anybody outside the community, that's what we're talking about.
Only if it gets
read. If you want questions read, as usual, if you have anything specifically for Alyssa, just say as much. And before she leaves, Ernie, I imagine, will probably prioritize the ones that are on topic and specifically for Alyssa while she's on, and then we'll get back to I just notice a lot of times people put super chats in and they don't give a shit what you're talking about. All of a sudden, we get a super chat about what we thought about X-Men, last X-Men issue. It's like, who's talking about that?
Like, we're not talking about that right now.
I appreciate the money, but
and I appreciate the conversation, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
That's right.
Also, I have a video coming out for that, so don't worry about it.
There you go. So Sweet Baby, I guess we could sum it up. Here's my thought about it, and I would like you to tell me what I missed, flesh it out a little bit for me, and then just go into like what you've kind of learned. Because I'll tell you, I joked about it in the email, but you know damn well that everybody, I'd be lying if it was just the people who hate you, but even the people who like you probably didn't read the article. Because reading it, like, you gotta, oh man, there's another word. There's not even any pictures in this thing.
And then there's more words.
So Sweet Baby Inc., narrative consulting firm, hired to, hey, does my game make sense? Does this is story flowing well? How do I make this better? Sometimes if they want you to do cultural sensitivity readings and things like that, they can also do that. But the conspiracy theory is that is what they do. They're there to diversify video games and movies and everything like that. What is the truth of it, and what have you learned in this journey?
Yeah, I mean, the video game industry, like the movie industry before it, it's notoriously kind of quiet about how certain things happen within, game development, right? Nintendo won't tell you who's making the Princess Peach game. Like, they're like, you'll find out in the credits, and it's like, why? It's just, that's kind of how it is. And with stuff like this, if you're not super embedded in the industry and having to write about, especially the inner workings, it's, of course you wouldn't know or fully understand it. And yeah, narrative consultancy and narrative development, narrative design companies, or people who are just freelancers, individual freelancers who do this kind of consultancy work. There's tons of them. I was on Steve Saylor's podcast just last night. I think it'll be airing tomorrow. And he specifically does consultancy. He did consultancy for Insomniac Spider-Man because they had a blind character. No, it wasn't Spider-Man, excuse me. For Hogwarts Legacy, because they had a blind character, and he is blind. He's legally blind. And so a studio brought him in and asked him, like, is this how someone who is blind would see, to go throughout this world, how they would have these interactions with things? And that's what Sweet Baby Inc. does in some ways, in terms of like the cultural stuff. But in a lot of other ways, they do what like people who workshop scripts do, which is, the narrative team at, Rocksteady or whatever finishes a game. And a lot of the times when you're embedded in a game, it's really hard to pull back when you're done and look and go, is this any good? Because you're so stuck in it. So you have these companies who are composed of mostly people who are just really good writers with experience writing dialogue or things in games. And you have them do pass-throughs, or you tell them, we have this whole story written, but we have all these NPCs we want to have in this world, and they need to have lines, and they need to be colorful, and they need to feel right in this world, and they need to feel realistic. Can you guys write a bunch of like barks of an NPC being like, who goes there? Shit like that. And that's what Sweet Baby Inc. does. In some cases, yeah, they are hired by companies, by game studios who have a character that already exists that they've decided to put in the game. And they go, does this read right? Does this make sense to you? Mm-hmm. And that's what they do. And also, what's really important to remember is that they're a contractor. They're like a freelancer. They don't have any weight to throw around in these kinds of situations. They don't get hired by Insomniac and then tell Insomniac what to do. That's just not how that works. Because Insomniac's like, we're paying you to be here. We could stop paying you whenever we want. So I think that's also one of the biggest misconceptions, is people thinking that these companies bring in Sweet Baby and then Sweet Baby kind of goes like, it's my regime now. And it's not the case. They can take the advice that they're given by these consultant studios and firms and people, or they can ignore that advice. And I think that's one of the most important, misconceptions happening in this whole thing.
I feel like the thing that gets lost on some of these people, the detractors of this, because I've seen some people saying in the chat, and it's the same thing I thought when I initially saw the article. And this shows you just how, like, I consider myself a gamer. I've been playing video games since I was a kid, but I had never even heard the name Sweet Baby Inc. Until I read your article. And to me, while that might, at first I kind of felt like, man, that's kind of sad that I didn't know this was a thing. But it actually made me realize maybe it's a good thing, because I would only hear about it if they were either A, doing something right that made people angry for whatever reason, or if they were doing something wrong. And to my estimation, I looked at the games that they've made. They're not made. I don't want to say that, because once again, that's the misconception. But the games that they have worked with on, they've been consulted on. I've enjoyed all of them. They're not bad games. Like Alan Wake 2 is I'll say Alan Wake 2's ending kind of rough until that update. But still, it was a fantastic game. I really enjoyed Spider-Man 2. I don't really know anyone who didn't. You know, and are we shitting on God of War Ragnarok because it was, you know, Sweet Baby Inc. was involved on some level?
No. Only Suicide Squad.
That's the only one we're allowed.
Yeah, and it's again, you know, like it makes sense that you wouldn't know that of this company or this studio, because you don't know of the probably 50 other random companies that are involved in making a game, whether it's like an FX studio or somebody who comes in and does UI work or back end stuff with like making sure your servers run. Like, there are a million companies that don't have a big R logo on their door, or, you know, like Hideo Kojima, like strutting around the office, that are making your games. There is like a big, gigantic, you know, transformer of, you know, bunches of different companies, and they make a game. And it's like, we don't know that because that's the game industry is still notoriously a little bit like hush hush about how things are made. But that's the case. So yeah, naturally, you know, a narrative design company with 19 people working for them wouldn't be like the thing that you think of every time you think of a video game. And that's just how it is. So it makes total sense.
I'm not asking you to make sense of conspiracy theories, and I apologize for doing this to your brain. But why Sweet Baby Inc? I brought this up, and just to build on this real quick, I brought this up with some other buddies who I would say, not to make this overly political, but it's I would call them like swaying, not even left, but like swaying to the left centrist, right? Just a little bit left,
like a little tilted.
Yeah, just like yeah. And so I'm like, yeah. And they, you know, and so them, I'm like, okay, cool, we're fine. We just won't talk politics. But they're like, yeah, man, I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Sweet Baby and what they're. I'm like, what is it? Isn't this? Nah, it's more than that. Nah, you got to look into this stuff. It's more than that. What is it? What is it about Sweet Baby? Is there? Okay. Here's the question. Is there something that they did that isn't indicative of everything they do, but they're mad at that decision and they made it bigger than it was?
I think it's a million things. I think, like, you know, why conspiracy theories get picked up in today's day and age, and it, you know, it's because there are grifters who latch on to things that have social media followings, and they decide to make their personality for 2 weeks, and then the anonymous people who follow them around like ants, you know, go wherever they tell them. But there's like a lot of reasons why I think this all came together the way that it did. There's already a natural diversification happening in games, because I don't know if anyone paid attention, but, you know, the attempt to do this 10 years ago didn't work. And, you know, people of color and women and queer people work in games now more than ever. So if you're a person of color, or you're queer, or you're a woman and you're writing game stories, you know, maybe they kind of more reflect you a little bit, because naturally that's how these things work. Maybe people are sensing that and they want a boogeyman to point to. It has to do with the fact that, you know, I don't think it's a coincidence that the people that they're attacking the most at Sweet Baby are people of color. Really easy to get angry at somebody online that you already are angry about in general for existing in your space or whatever. And that they dared the people at Sweet Baby to stick up for themselves, which, you know, as I have now learned, daring to do that means getting dogpiled on like you would not believe. And it also has to do with, I think, people are frustrated when a game comes out that isn't great. Like, some might argue that Suicide Squad, I did not play it. It's not really a game I would play in general, but it was not, I think, the game that a lot of people hoped it would be, including the people who made it. And they recognize that the games industry is struggling right now. It's in a weird state, that people are getting laid off. There's games that are costing hundreds of millions of dollars to make, and still somehow people are getting laid off even when that game is really successful, and they want to point to something. And instead of pointing to capitalism or games industries overhiring during COVID because of how much of a boom happened during like really extreme lockdown times, and then realizing that they couldn't sustain the amount of people they hired or the growth that they had planned in like post-COVID is not even real, but in a COVID era where you can be outside, I think there's a lot of that. And then I think instead of people reckoning with the really hard to reckon with stuff, which is that we live in a late stage capitalist society that is slowly but surely collapsing in any place that it can. They go, where's my boogeyman? Oh, it's a black woman who runs a company that works on games. And so I think it's just a perfect storm of everything. And when you get that perfect storm and you get some people to stir that storm up, like is it who does it? Is it Zeus and Hercules that goes like that with the clouds and like makes a tornado or something? Yeah. I'm having like a childish memory throwback of this. It's, you know, and that's what happened. You have a couple bad actors who seize onto it, and then it's off to the races. And now we are where we are right now.
Well, and once again, I think once again, it's the thing that I feel like it can't be said enough. It's not that, you know, companies like Sweet Baby Inc. come along and say, yes, you're going to add LGBTQIA plus characters to your game now because I said so. And you're going to add a black character and a Hispanic like no one's doing that. This is
no.
They're being no one is forcing anyone to do this stuff. It's the fact that there are people, and I can't say this loud enough for people to understand, these video game developers want to give the most authentic representation humanly possible. Because let's be real. If they did not hire a company like this, and I know because I would probably be one of them, I'd be like, man, they really phoned it in on this black character. They just kind of felt like it was kind of, because I'm the guy. I'm usually the guy that'll say it. I'll openly cop to that. But like, I'll be like, man, I don't know, man. This kind of felt like this was phoned in, man. I feel like they didn't talk to any black people about this character, man.
Is this catchphrase really jive turkey?
Huh. Right? Like,
all right.
Wait a minute. Looking at you, Final Fantasy VII. But no, I just, it's not the, it's not
Manny from The Last of Us.
Right.
We hate Manny.
Look, you know, like while everyone else in the world was mad about Abby, in Last of Us 2, not Cypher. No, not him.
Manny.
It was Manny. He was like, it's like, really? Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I know that we are in a zombie apocalypse, but I was making love up in the mountains. It's like,
he's like the Lothario.
But you're saying the same stuff that the president of Sweet Baby Inc. has said. You know, she said, I don't want token representation. I don't want a box checked that goes, must have black character or else people will be mad. You want it to feel like it happened just because naturally. And then you also want to make sure that you talk to people, because again, like Alan Wake 2 is a perfect example, right? And I said this in a TikTok that I then had to lock down because the chuds found me on there. But like Alan Wake 2 is made by people from fucking Finland. How many Black American people do you think either they know personally or that have like spoken at length about their experiences in the world with them? You know, so like when they wrote Saga on their own accord, as they have said openly on Twitter that they had already decided who Saga was long before anybody else got involved. They then turned to Sweet Baby and said, does this check out? You know, like, does this read right? I don't know. We're from Finland. Like,
I had to look this up because you saying that made me incredibly curious. So I just want to put this out here for those of you who don't believe this, but Black people make up 1% of the population of Finland.
Finnish population?
Like, actually, barely. It's barely 1%. So, yeah, I guarantee you, they don't know any Black people in Finland. Yeah. They needed, look,
you know what?
They needed Sweet Baby.
Kudos to them for being like, I don't know how to do a Finnish accent. I don't want to offend. But them being like, oh, we should probably get this checked out because I don't know anybody. And we don't.
Oh, you finished?
You know,
that was perfect. That was good.
Yeah, no.
I started to go Italian. I'm like, shit, nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. And then
That's
I was
better
like, yeah, and I'm like, no, yeah is something else.
All of
Other
my
British
accents
people
are
talk.
either Borat or some really bad form of British. So
Yeah.
I get
Same.
it.
It's stuff like that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right in saying like,
Yeah.
you don't want to feel like a character that's in a game is just a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
And that's why you have people either on your team. I know like teams like Apex Legends and stuff, right? Or Overwatch, right? They always do really diverse characters and they always speak to people about those characters so that when they have a Polynesian person in a game, they're not like a caricature of a Polynesian person.
Right.
They're, or in some cases, speaking the wrong language or something like that. So yeah, that's why these things happen.
Yeah, and there's a certain self-awareness that you have to have of it. And this is something that I kind of always talk. I've said this ad nauseum. These companies, right? Big companies. I'm not talking about indie developers, but like the ones that are led by 100 millionaires and billionaires don't give a shit about representation. It is because the culture is shifting, and they know people are calling us out. And this is not the 80s and 90s anymore, where you just have some stock a white guy and then everyone's white and everyone says, we talked about this a little bit with a recent splash page with art by Pepe Lorenz, and it's like, and he's like, hey, and his response was, my bad. He copped up to it in his own way and said, I forgot. He said, I forgot. And I said, okay, in my head, I'm like, that's cool. He accepted it and he said, I forgot. Yeah. But isn't that wild that you can make an entire page with white people and be able to say, I forgot? Because, and that was my point. It's like, if you had been only drawn back, that would have stood out to you. That would have been something kind of weird.
Is it February?
So, yeah. So Avenger Green, he's been dropping some gems in the chat. One of the things he said way up high, and this is, I think, probably one of the most, for me, the best response to these people is, okay, let's say your conspiracy theory is right. It's not, right? Developers, writers, people have come out on record saying, no, that's not why we made the character black. But let's say everyone is lying and you have the truth. What's wrong with that? Why? Can you explain why that's bad? That we made sure this company used their infinite power to make sure that games had more representation in it. Like no one can explain that, because they know what they sound like when they try to.
It's also the woke narrative push thing, right? It's
right.
You're just saying that your world is very homogenous, and that the people you surround yourself with look like you, and you want to watch things and play things and do things that look like you. And what's really funny to me is, right, them being like, I don't want your forced woke narratives into my games. So you're saying you want to be represented in games.
That's right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, right.
Is that, but they can't, I'm confused.
Yeah. And
that sounds like inclusion.
That's right. But the cop out is this, all right? And the cop out is, no, I like representation. I just like it when it's done well and not forced. So it's like, okay. So the people who want it there, it's forced and bad storytelling. And the people who almost ubiquitously are white supremacists, or I would say probably, and I'm being generous here, let's say 80% white supremacists just by a quick scroll through their deal. Even if you're 20% of that weird moderate that, I think both sides are wrong. And you think that there's a point here. Everybody who wants to see representation is doing it for us. Like where is this coming from? Right. Yeah. So real quick. So one of the things that I hear a lot, I've seen it in the comments. This is how I built these questions, by the way. I just went to your comments and I hear the questions that I want to ask these people. Let's see if she has the answer. They just say you're lying.
Yeah.
Right. You're a liar. You are, nope, it's not just narrative. It is just to push the woke agenda. You're lying.
What is woke? What is woke, by the way?
No. What did you do in writing this article to make sure you got it? Did you sit down? Did you talk to the people at Sweet Baby and other people? What did you do?
Yeah, so I talked to four different people at Sweet Baby. One person who was not even at Sweet Baby. I don't know the background of how this person came to end up at Sweet Baby, but they were initially at a completely different company writing whole hog like an entire game. Like they were at a developer as a writer at a developer, and then they left that developer and they're at Sweet Baby. So I talked to four different people who work at Sweet Baby. We talked at length about what they actually do. I got a really cool breakdown from one of their writers about the two major kinds of contracts that they engage in, and how 75 to 85% of those contracts are ones that are them getting brought in really late into development, and the other, whatever the rest of that is like a team is making really early decisions and they want to kind of like test the water and see how this kind of stuff sounds. I spoke to them, and then I spent an hour or so in the Discord of the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam group. And I think that the people who made that Discord and who made that Steam page and who are arguing in my Twitter are kind of trying to act like, well, we're so clever because we made sure to take out language that made it clear that we didn't want Black people in games or didn't want people of color in games. We just said that we want to be aware of this company and aware of what games they're working on so that we can make an informed decision and blah 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 blah. But it's like, I don't think that you think you're being as smart as like you believe you are, because everybody with any sort of sense can read between the lines as to what you're doing. And then even if you were pulling it off well enough on Steam that it seems like you're not violating the TOS technically and you're not, openly being a hate campaign, you spend 5 minutes in their Discord. And that's really what drove it home for me was, okay, well, I'm going to talk to Sweet Baby and I'm going to look at this Steam page and then I'm going to, figure out where to go from there. And once you're in the Discord for 5 minutes and you see Marcus Aurelius posts and people posting like, big tittied anime girls next to like the women of Overwatch and Forspoken and going like, look at these uglies versus what we should have. And like,
look what they took from us. Yeah. The
memes and da-da-da. All you need to do is have like an ounce of memory of the internet at any time since it's begun, and know that these are echoes of hate groups that have existed and still exist. And so I think really just spending the time that I did in that Discord. And also I spoke to two different people in DMs at that Discord, from that Discord. They're not named in my piece. One person is referenced in my piece, a 31-year-old man. And they said a lot of the stuff that you would expect them to say, that there's woke narratives getting pushed into games and they don't want to deal with it anymore. And like, call a spade at that point. That's all you have to do is report it. And so my report was pretty much just, here's how this started. Here's what the group is like. Here's what they say they exist for. And here's what Sweet Baby tells me that they do. And also, here's what people who have done narrative consulting that don't work at Sweet Baby do. And I think it's just kind of, that's just what you do. You got to cover all your bases. And I think the best thing about all of this is other people have written stories since I wrote a story, and they echo similar sentiments to what mine did. Maybe they spoke to one or two more people at Sweet Baby, or they had a different conversation with Sweet Baby. And what's really funny is the people online are saying that we're all like, circling the wagon so that we can get our stories straight. But it's like, no, that's just what happens when you research and report facts.
It's funny how you're all saying the same thing. Like, it's almost as if you're telling the truth.
Am I wrong, or is there a conspiracy?
Right? I just real quick, I want to address something because I have noticed a few chuds have snuck their way into the chat, and I just want to say real quick,
Chud.
because I know you're kind. I know your types. You're In the words of Batman, you're a superstitious and cowardly lot. But I just want to make it.
We played Call of Duty in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
We know.
Yeah.
We know
did
the
I.
words you use. I used to have Xbox Live.
Come on now. I'm playing Halo 3 on my Xbox 360 every day.
Yeah.
I just want to let it be known that, if you came here thinking that this was like some kind of a, this is the gotcha moment. No, this isn't it. You came to the wrong place, but it's nice of you to be here. And while you are here, please leave a like or dislike. Honestly, it doesn't really matter which one you choose because the way algorithms work, you touched a button. That's all that matters. So yeah, you do that. You tickle that like or dislike button, whichever one makes you happy at the time. And enjoy the rest of your evening jerking off to anime girls. Carry on, Robo.
Bitch.
Dang it, we thought we were gonna get her.
As soon as I say it, like a red dot, just like
It's like, oh no.
This is about to go so viral. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not what I was thinking.
Like, oh my
I
god.
just went, "Ugh, they got her. Just kidding.
Oh, God. The only thing I was gonna say was what you said about the Discord was it was funny about how you like clean it up. I saw that part in your deal, about where you quoted them talking about cleaning up the chat.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it doesn't take more than a second to look at that and go, is it because you don't approve of those words? Is it because, hey guys, I see what's being put in here. That's not who we are. Cut it the fuck out. Or I'm going to ban you. No, it's, hey, people are watching. Like, stop. Like, it's going to make us look bad if we show them who we really are. That's all I want to say.
No, but you're right. And I think that's why this whole thing is very frustrating because it's well, it was just a Discord and it was getting it was just a Steam page. It was getting reported and they were trying to cancel a Brazilian guy. And, all it was reporting, people just want to be informed consumers. And that's all it was. It's all it was. That's all it was. And it was a hate campaign against them. And I'm like, anybody with eyes or not eyes, anybody with sense, you could be eyeless. You could be Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones. And you would still know that that's what this is. And so I think the kind of like you thinking that you're above board because you don't say like the N word in your profile, like doesn't mean that it don't stink.
That's right. It's all projection. It really is I've said this a lot. It is the purest, most academically definitional form of projection because everything that they think we do, the only reason why they think that is because that is how they look at it. Why don't I want trans people in my game? Because I fucking hate, don't clip me, because I fucking hate trans people and I wish they didn't exist, right?
Or secretly, they love them.
Yeah,
and they don't like being look, there's a reason why a lot of red states
too. Yep.
Oh yeah, no, there's a reason why when you do the metrics on porn sites and it tells you that red states are usually the ones that are consuming the most trans pornography. Yeah, there's a reason for that.
That's why I say like, just get out of the chokehold.
It's a reason,
whatever it is. but going back to like hating, it's like I hate these people. That's why I don't want to see them. If you want to see white people, less white people in the game, therefore you hate white people. Boom. Yeah, that makes sense to me because that's why I don't want to see each other. It's like that's always this thing. And what are we saying in the background? We're probably in our own subgroups that are highly controlled, highly gatekept, right? Talking about how much we all hate straight white Christian men. Why do they think that? Because that's literally the world they live in. That they have their very isolated groups saying the N-word and hating people. Like they think everything's about that. And so it goes back again to what I said about what DEI is. It's like, no, man, it's the fact that people see stupid characters and because of the internet, whatever the reason is, we're able to see bad storytelling and we can't get away with it anymore. So because video game companies either, if you're probably a smaller company, want to get it right, or you're a big company and you're the big guy with the money, want to get more money in your pocket. They're gonna go, hey, we want this done. To them, the only thing that makes sense to them is, oh, it's because they hate us, and that's it. So and because that's how they work. But
everybody thinks it's a one-to-one, like that if that hate is in your heart, it must be in someone else's heart. And maybe people are just sick of your shit.
That's it.
Kind of a crazy idea. Like
That's
maybe
it.
I don't hate white people. I mean, I am one. But newsflash, jump scare. She's white.
Self-hate.
But-
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, so sad to see.
Wait, you're
I'm
white?
white. I'm white.
No.
I'm Southern Italian.
What?
Yeah.
How
Crazy.
am I only just learning this? Wait a minute. Mercante. Damn it, I didn't. Ah!
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people thought I was Latina. I'm like, that's an Italian last name.
Like,
If you were a real gamer, you'd know my name was in Assassin's Creed, but I guess you're not a real gamer.
Hey, look, and they're well, no, I'm not going to defend. I was going to say they probably thought you were like spicy white or something. They're like, you're like Chipotle white.
Yeah, that's where we're at. So that's how the internet is today in 2024. And also, like, we haven't even touched on, and I don't want to go too crazy because I've been here for quite a bit, and I know you guys have stuff to do, and I have the New York Rangers to watch. But it's an election year, and that's also why this is happening.
Yes,
this is how these things.
Good point.
These things go. It's like I saw someone tweeting like it's 2014. Or it's like it's 2016. There's a war in Palestine and Donald Trump is about to be elected. It's 2024. There's a war in Palestine and Donald Trump is about to be elected, and the gamers are mad. And it's like the same thing that's happened. It's just this is what happens. And conspiracy theories thrive in these little weird liminal states between elections. People need to rally up the base and get people angry. And how do you do that? You tell them that trans, black, lesbians with disabilities or are coming to take your games out of your house and turn your kids gay, and if you don't vote now, it's going to happen. And that's why this stuff is going down.
And they're going to take your families away, and they're going to get your babies. They're going to groom them, and they're going to have them out here.
They're going to bring them to the gay opposite conversion camps where they make you gay at them.
Well, what's funny is that they're actually right about us trying to make Christianity illegal. That's right. That's the next step, and we're just waiting.
I mean, those damn blue-haired liberals.
Well, how'd you know? Look at how many piercings she's got in her face.
Yeah,
it's like, look, man, it's not the 1950s.
Funny. Like, you think I haven't heard this since like the dawn of me being on the internet too? It's like that's kind of why this stuff got me a little bit like, you guys are goofy as hell. Not you bringing up the same stuff that you were saying to me when I was on Xbox 17 years old going, hi guys, and they're like, you fucking bitch.
Nothing new. Yeah.
You're gonna make me a sandwich. It's like, oh, awesome. I mean, a sandwich, is that really what you want to eat? Come on, eat something better than a sandwich. You want some chicken parm? Let's talk.
This is why women always mute their mic in gaming chat, and honestly, it's also why I mute my mic and just mute all chat because I don't want to hear it either. So I just like, no, I'm good. I'm super good.
Tom is a flat circle, and we're all back here again. And I would crush this can just like he does on that show, but I'm not done with it.
Yeah.
Alyssa Mercante or Mercanti or Mercanti, whatever generation you're from journalists from Kotaku. Go read her stuff. If you could read comic books, you could read articles. So go read. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Super awesome. Cypher, jump in the chat, please, so we can move on with the show.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right, guys, be well. Keep fighting the good fight.
Hey, go follow. That's the Twitter at the bottom, Alyssa_Merc. Go follow, and then you get to see all the video game news first. Take care.
Bye, guys. Be good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Are we gonna jump into Discord or
is that ready? Would that be easier? Or is that we got to?
I mean, we can bring him in on this one. I mean, I don't mind fiddling with the stuff while we. Oh, by the way, your name's Alyssa now. That's your name now. No, your name's actually Left Face TV. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm a child.
Her life is so much cooler.
That was really fun. Yeah, once again, y'all please go follow her on Twitter if you have not done so already, and well, if you're an asshole, don't, but you'll probably do it anyway. But if you're a decent
you're gonna end
being,
up filtered out anyway.
Yeah, you'll end up getting filtered out anyway. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, go follow her on Twitter. She has some really awesome stuff that she's always talking about over there. She writes great articles, as we've already just talked about, over on Kotaku. So go check those out. The article in question, I don't have it in front of me right now. I actually meant to pull it up earlier. Let me actually do that. You'd think I'd be better at this by now after doing it for so long. But yes, I'll put a link to the article if y'all want to go consume it for yourselves.
Gwill, if you disagree with me at all, says somebody from the side of the aisle that is literally doing a harassment campaign because somebody disagreed with them.
Right?
Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, come on, my God.
If you're mad at even the idea, whether it's true or not, if you're mad at the idea of a company that makes sure that there's more diversity. Hey, don't put him in yet. Don't put him in yet. Change your name. Company that makes sure that there's more diversity.
Hey, Cypher, mute your mic.
Okay.
Change your name. We could hear the YouTube and your
I'm doing it now. Give me a second.
Yeah, do you think, King? But yeah, also, you about to dox yourself.
Yeah.
You are also about to dox yourself.
I'm here for you, Chris. I just let you on.
Yeah, right. Let me know when you Oh wait, I just wanted him to mute. I didn't want him to completely leave.
Oh, did he leave?
Yeah, he left the chat. Okay, I'm gonna pin this message up here so that way, there's that. There you go. Okay, there you go.
Oh, for that,
anyway,
there's super chats and all that shiza.
Yeah, we're gonna run through that while we get all that set up. Actually got quite a few here that I want to address. Some that I missed earlier, which I apologize. We were just kind of one that we had Alyssa for only a limited amount of time, so I kind of wanted to get that conversation up and running, off to the races before I start trying to mess with everything else. So that said, we got one here from Gokon Sure His Baby's Father with $5. Says, them X-Men teams look like it's going to be white this summer. For those who don't know what we're talking about, we recently had the revelation. Here, let me move this real quick. We recently had the revelation of...
Can I hear you guys?
We hear you.
Yeah, we hear you just fine. Oh, but he can't hear us. So I guess that probably doesn't matter.
You know what? Oh, you know what I could do, actually? I'm going to mute it. Because I made this. Boop. Mute. Hey. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to move.
Make it to where it's only you, and then we can figure it out later.
Yeah. Oh, wait, talking about me?
Yeah, that way, because I think he's figuring out, and he's going to keep coming in and out.
Yeah, I just can't. How do you change your name?
I think that's in your settings.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I think that's in your
if it's cropped out, then maybe you won't see it.
I mean, I'm not gonna have it where it can be seen, if that helps.
So there you go. It don't matter.
Nobody knows my name. I use so many different names.
Where everybody knows your name.
Dun, dun, dun. Hey, real story. Maneater did not know that reference at all.
Really?
There was there was a movie where it was like or something where it went like, oh well, man, nobody knows who you are. This ain't Cheers. Nobody knows your name here. And I looked at her and I said, do you know that reference? Do you get what he's trying to say right now? And she's like, no. I'm like, Cheers? She goes, yeah, I know Cheers. I'm like, yeah, the intro. I don't know the intro song. And I was like, what?
It's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean, bro? Here, I'm doing a little resizing here on the camera feed. Pay me no mind whatsoever.
I feel like that homie you guys didn't want to take out in public in front of your real friends.
Oh,
let's not bring him here. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to like scare away the homie.
So what's happening? What's happening, Jack? Well, making shit up. Spoken from a little echo chamber of this stream. It's an echo chamber, but you're here. That's weird.
I'm about to say it's not an echo chamber. If like,
wait,
if people are included, I'm a little confused.
Was it Ralph?
I'm off to bed. Got work in the morning. Enjoy making up stuff that never happened. So check this out. Y'all saw the Twitter handle of Alyssa. If anybody thinks that the harassment campaign is made up, right? They're just making up shit. You know, it's super easy to do. You could just go to Twitter, click on any post she's made, and scroll. It's
and
all
talk to
there.
her.
It's all, well, I mean, just see what they're commenting. See the reply, and then ask yourself, was it made up?
Was it really made up the whole time?
Or you can shut the fuck up like
you can just yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not for you, get the fuck out of here. But the thing that's crazy, right? Because you are bitching and crying, but you're still here. You know
I mean,
you still want to be validated. You still want to see that you want me to see you cry. Like, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You want my attention.
I mean, they kind of slick do. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, though. Like, you know what I mean? You can't be crying and saying shit is make up while crying to me about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look,
man, like,
you're giving them too much credit. You're giving them far too much credit. Like, these are the dudes. Like, okay, here's the thing. All the people who were mad at her literally had an echo chamber. And you know what that echo chamber was called?
Discord.
It was called Discord. Yeah. It was the anti Sweet Baby Inc. Discord. And what happened? Right. What happened when they found out that Alyssa was in there? What happened?
They entertained her ideas. They allowed her to speak her mind.
Totally did.
And because they don't do echo chambers, right? Is that
no, they don't do echo chambers, except for when they do. Except for when they do. There's no echo chamber here. Like, no one's telling you you can't be here. You can talk. I just don't have to. Here's the thing. You have freedom of speech to say whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. Here's the difference, though. This is my YouTube channel. So if I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to entertain your ideas, or if I just think what you said stupid and doesn't deserve oxygen, I don't have to respond to it or acknowledge it in any way. Like, honestly, I've largely seen everything y'all have said, and it's fucking dumb.
You're irrelevant. That's what he's saying. I mean, that's what he's saying. You guys don't mean shit. It's like,
I mean, it just. I mean, personally, I mean, I would be offended if not for the fact that I just don't care. Yeah, you are. Like, I think a lot of these guys were telling on themselves. Like, all the people who were, like, trying to comment on her looks. Okay, look, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make it hot. But I was like, she is not an unattractive woman at all. Like, I didn't want to make things awkward. But, like, she is an attractive woman. She is, at least just in the, let's see, what's the time on this? The under an hour that we were speaking with her, she seemed like a very down-to-earth, very easy to get along with person. She doesn't strike me as anyone who is mean-spirited, is out to hurt anyone, and if anything, is more out to protect people who are being gone after. So, that being said, how am I supposed to think she's the villain in this? Why am I supposed to believe that she's suddenly the bad guy?
Yeah.
Like unless the definition of bad guy has changed and she's the bad guy is in like, oh man, she's the bad guy because she's cool, then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
But like,
none of
yeah,
none
but
of that
you-
shit even matters. Like she
I was
could
just about to
be
say that.
attractive, she could be unattractive, she could be. It don't matter, fat, skinny, whatever. Like Maneater. Like we all seen Maneater, and it's like Maneater says some shit on Twitter. She literally got told that she's fat and can't get a man, and it's like I clicked on the profile picture. I'm like, what is she using as her profile? I'm like,
look,
it doesn't matter. It could be anything.
Look,
Anything.
I have seen pictures of Maneater. I know what she looks like.
Mm.
And soon as I saw that reply,
Finish that sentence.
no. Soon as I saw that
Oh.
picture, I immediately, or not picture, but the comment, I was like, that's cap.
fuck?
I was like, that is, bruh, that is the deepest tug off the oxygen mask that's hooked up to the copium tank. I like that's like a like it's that much of a drag off the cope. Because I'm sorry, but like no.
When it comes to those kind of people, they're always going to say the thing that they think is going to hurt the most. It don't even matter.
Yeah, no, for real though. On Just Chris Cypher over there, somebody one time commented, "Shut your ass up, you ugly ebonic bitch." And I was like, "Bitch,
ugly what?
Ebonic bitch."
Ebonic.
Yeah,
that is a
adjective.
Yeah, I know, right? But to me, I was like, "Bitch, ugly where? Look at me,
Ebonic.
I'm fucking gorgeous, motherfucker."
Yeah,
And then but all jokes aside, ebonic threw me off too. I was like, "Oof."
that's ebonic. I've never heard. I know what ebonics is, but
it's funny. It's funny.
I didn't know that was an adjective.
I actually sent you that screenshot. This was way back. I even remember which was what skate it was. It was when you're playing an online game for the first time, put the headphone, walk out, and it was like 2-3 years ago. And I'm like, God damn, bro! Like, first of all, you could have called me all types of shit. You could have called me corny.
Yeah.
You could have called me hefty. You could have called me plump, but you call me ugly, motherfucker.
Yeah. Nah,
it's like,
wild.
nah,
That's
dude.
wild.
It's like no.
Bitch,
No.
I'm
Yeah.
just Chris.
And you know what's awesome is every time you got somebody in there talking about looks, every time you got somebody talking crazy, like talking out their ass,
all the way.
very rarely do they ever have their face in the profile picture.
Wait, yo, look at Nimhard right here. He's talking mad shit, and I was like,
Oh yeah, got a whole wait. Got a whole anime character in the profile pic, bruh. Stop.
Hey, I appreciate you, Nimrod. I appreciate you, Nimhard. I appreciate the support. To come in here
fucking
and have an anime picture just to really
Right? Like, bro,
It's like
send it home.
He's like, no. He's like, no, I'm gonna tick all the boxes. It's like,
like,
bruh, this man came in here with a whole wait, hold on. I'm trying to see what anime character that is. Hold
I was
on.
about to say I can't see it from here, but there's a 60% to 70% chance it's a waifu or lolly. Like,
Oh
there's-
yeah.
1000%.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the lolly.
bro, like how you typing this with your
Not
left
the
hand and beating
lolly.
off with your right? You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Like,
Oh my god, this dude is literally watching waifu hentai right now, and oh my god.
and she has
Wait,
shit.
and then he had the nerve. He named the anime. wait. Is this supposed to be like a knock on Stellar Blade or some shit? Because I'm like, bro, okay, first off, that you just made it worse. You just made it worse. So not only are you fapping off to anime titties, you're fapping off to anime and video game titties. Oh my god, dude, the unmitigated gall, the temerity, the stones
Bravo, can you
on
say the word
this
audacity?
guy.
I
The
need you to say
audacity.
it. There you go. Fucking hey, man. Like, sit your levels.
Look, why is this dude displaying himself like this on Maine? Why, dude? You can't be doing like this. You can't be doing this, man. I'm sorry, I can't.
No. It's fine. You know what? Do you right? But you gonna come at us?
Yeah,
I'm about to say,
You're gonna
make any
do
sense.
this. You're gonna do all that, and you have a surplus of audacity to come at us,
bro.
All right. Hey, Asmongold. This dude, is he? I don't really watch him. I know he comes up a lot. Is he a right? He's not a right. Is he a right winger?
I have no idea.
apolitical.
I don't.
I watched one of his videos one time because he was like, I think this was back when we were still playing Diablo 4, and he had some take on Diablo that was just like viral from one reason or another. I watched it, and then YouTube kept trying to flood me with his videos. And I literally clicked those little 3 dots under the video and said, do not recommend again.
He's a grade A troll grifter.
Okay.
He knows he'll get the clicks. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm
the
about to say,
I asked is I saw him mention Sweet Baby, and I do know I know the name as a.
Okay, first off,
he's a mega YouTuber.
Yeah, no, he's a mega YouTuber. I think he streams on Twitch, and he is quite literally the most troglodyteest looking dude I've ever seen in my life. Just putting that out there.
Can you say that word again for me, please?
Troglodyteest.
Bro, that ESL just showed. I was like, okay, is that?
I wanted to ignore Nimhard, but real quick, one more. Even Asmund Gold is hotter than her.
Okay, first off, that's
cap. Okay. That's cap. Wait.
That's cap.
Wait.
That's fine.
Look, man, Nimhard, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you for coming out as gay on our stream.
I'm gonna leave it at that because this is a safe space and we are allies. So it's not even a clown. Yeah. So I'll just say I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I like the courage. Listen, so Asmund Gold,
live your truth.
Sweet Baby Inc. CEO is nuts. I said, I know him as a mega streamer. He has like hot takes on video games and shit. What does he have to say about it? Can you play that link? Can you play? It's a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Let me. If it's not set up, don't worry about it.
No. We got this.
This is some shit, and I'm not even saying this is what's funny about the community that these people. This is why I can't stand Centra sometimes because they just try to live in this fucking middle ground, but they always telling themselves you know what's a telling, you know what's something that's super telling sometimes. Remember how I always talk about like you have to live in the house you build, so be careful of the content you do and the shit that gets you clicks, right? Just watch the chat.
Oh, is it spicy?
Just especially when he gets to a very specific spot. I know minute and a half is a long time for streaming, but it's his take. It's the chat's take on what the owner. It's
gotcha.
Actually.
Oh, here, let me mess with something real quick while we. Well, I'm gonna play this, but I also forgot that I needed to resize y'all.
Oh, okay.
In the actual window, so yeah, we're totally professional here. You know, that's
Okay, while you do that, I'm gonna keep talking shit.
Do you think, man? Go off, King. I'm not gonna stop you. You handle your business.
I don't know if you got called this one chatter talking about like name me one black person in real life that wants to go fight dragons. That's not realistic. It has to make narrative sense for include black people in those type of fantasy settings.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
is that a real chat?
That was a real chat.
That was earlier.
That was a real chat. I was talking. I was like, motherfucker, I want to fight dragons, bro.
Wait, come on. Does that mean that? Is he trying to say that white people naturally want to fight dragons? Is that his argument?
I guess.
You asking me to put logic on shit that doesn't exist. I don't know. Look, I'm just flabbergasted. Shout out to Elite X1 because he was over here like, bro, we play RPGs. He was like, bro, statistically speaking.
Real quick. No. I was in the middle of doing it, and then we kind of got sidetracked.
Okay. Let's do that first.
Yeah.
You lose them after a certain amount of time, right?
Well, I already lost most of them, but
I super chatted. I wanted to be
yours made the screen.
I mean, yours made the screen. I pulled yours up earlier.
I was arguing with the chat. That's why I was defending.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. I don't know why that spiked up the way it did. That was kind of weird. I don't appreciate it doing that. Anyway, let's let's do that real quick because I don't want to. I don't want to lose that. So let's do that first. Okay, so carrying on from there. By the way, we did to go back to Gokhan Shurzbase's father because I never actually went back and looked at the thing that they were talking about. But they're talking about the whole the X-Men are going to be awfully white this summer. It's actually in reference to this. This came out earlier today. And look, I'm gonna just tell people, are we surprised? Are we surprised? Now, I will definitely say, and I want to make sure people understand this, while yes, the teams are awfully white because that's just what they do. I've talked about this before ad nauseum. I feel like I don't have to say it again, but I mean, I'll say it anyway. I will say, here's the thing I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to. It's the exceptional X-Men. While yes, Kate Pryde, Emma Frost are on that team, people are actually ignoring the 3 other characters on there that are new, who I'm actually going to go on a limb and say aren't white. I actually almost want to go on a limb and say the young lady in the red and black, I think she actually might be Asian. Okay. There's a black or brown character behind her. And the dude that's over here, right here, he's not white either. He's got kind of a brown tan on him. So I'm going to go on a limb and say he's either indigenous or Latin in some way, shape, form, or fashion. He's some kind of a melanated person. While yes, there's only one person on the core X-Men team, I'm just glad that they picked an African woman. So it's not, and it's not Storm. It's Oya who is up here at the top. I actually feel like most people didn't even see her up there. And I think it's also safe to say, because this character right here, a lot of people are so used to Psylocke being the British white woman trapped in an Asian woman's body. That's actually not Elizabeth Braddock. That is the Japanese version, the actual authentically Japanese version of Psylocke, who is just a Japanese person, not a white person in a Japanese person's body. And then we also got Jubilee, who a lot of people tend to forget, also Asian. I mean, like, is it perfect? No, but I mean, I'm just gonna be brutally honest. Am I surprised that the one writer in this group of people who are writing these 3 books, who happens to be black, has a team that actually has more diversity on it? No, I'm not surprised at all. But I mean, that's one of those things. We'll probably talk a little bit more about it in depth this Saturday, maybe, depending on what all is going on. Let's see here. We've also got LP3 with the $10 says, it's so ironic that in the era of the most options we've ever had in entertainment, bigots still can't be satisfied. You can literally indulge and ignore any content you want. It's insane. No, because the thing is, they want you to hate what they hate. It's one of those deals where, you know, those asshats that were here earlier, oh, you just want to live in an echo chamber. No, it's not that we don't want to live in an echo chamber. Here's the thing. You can tell us what you don't like, and it's well within our right to say, okay, and then move on with our day. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean I have to dislike it. And just because I like something that you don't doesn't mean that you even have to be mad about it. Like, I'm be honest with you. I 3rd generation don't care what some of these asshats and chuds don't like or like. I mean, fuck, if you like, what was the asshat that was in here earlier, liking anime titties and finally discovered his LGBTQIA plus identity right here, live on camera, on stream. Even that person, I'm like, dude, good on you. Good on you. If you don't like these things, you like anime titties, you like games that are fappable, cool, dude. I'm not gonna hate on that.
Good, because I am gonna get Silver Blade.
I will. Well, no, I'm gonna get it too, but I'm not gonna be freaking fapping off to it.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, like, dude.
Not,
I mean,
not while I'm playing it. You know what I mean? Like,
not even when I'm not playing it. I'm sorry. It's one of those things. Like, I can't. Like, anyone. Like, I'm just be honest with you. I know we have some people in here who have anime pictures of their profiles, but here's the thing.
Yeah, that dude Cypher World, what a loser.
I mean, hey, you know, I don't know what was that dude's problem. But no, I personally, when I see a anime profile picture acting wild, chuddy in the chat, I already know what time it is. It is not to say that anyone with an anime profile pic is bad. But when I see that shit, I kind of am already bracing for impact.
So I have a serious question. I like, and this is gonna sound like a joke, but I do have a serious question, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder, why do people who act this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because if you're gonna be a piece of shit, right? Cool, good on you, right? But then, why do you do these things, like have like an anime profile pictures, like on Twitter, some shit like that, and then go proceed in acting the way you do? Like, bro, like we know who you are, we know what you're about, we know that everything you about to say right now, calling somebody fat, ugly, whatever that is, my head, whatever you say about me, like it's just 10 times worse, just because of all the check marks, the stereotypes that comes with those type of behaviors. You would think that they would at least, I don't know, make some like change the anime profile picture to something, I don't know, less telling. You know what I'm saying? Change your tactics. Like I've always been curious about that shit. Like, am I making sense?
No, you make perfect sense.
Here's the thing. Let me just make something clear, because I see this happen a lot. And I don't want anybody in the chat to get the wrong idea. It's exactly like what Ernie just said with regard to like, it's all right if you have it. Like, it's okay to be fat. It's okay to if you. By the way, because I was thinking about this is what I do. My brain kind of overthinks everything. So I'm overthinking right now. But I'm overthinking on live. Like I don't want anybody to think that the joke is that it's somebody who might be curious, exploring or unsafe to come out, right? And so like that's not the joke. It's not the joke that he has an anime picture. It's not the joke that he might be gay. It's not the joke that someone's fat or this and that, whatever. It's the idea. It's the joke is the absolute lack of awareness. You know what I mean? I'm a 43-year-old dude who weighs 280 pounds. And if I'm gonna come on here and scream, chill out, Chris, chill out.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm getting a drink.
Okay. I was just about crossing the streams. It would have been awkward.
My fiance. No, my fiance sneaking in and holding Gracie back, my dog, and she's trying to pass me this. Sorry.
That's all right.
Timing.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
Hey, Ernie, you can go back to the 2-man layout. It's fine.
He's like, man, look, Cypher's like, I'm gonna head out. He's like,
I realized what the fuck he was talking about when he said chill out, Chris. I was like, oh no, look, margarita. Like
no, but listen, and then I start going on a rant. How wild would it be? How wild would it be if my rant was like, look at these motherfuckers, middle-aged video game fat fucks, gray hair. Why the fuck are you even talking to me? Wouldn't that be fucking wild? Wouldn't that be like complete lack of self-awareness? Like, wait.
Oh yeah,
I'm on your team, but bro, you're 43. Wait, why are you making fun of people's age at being middle-aged if you're 40? That's the point. You know what I mean? That's the point. That's always going to be the point. So I wanted to be very clear. It is not cool to make fun of people. I don't really make fun of people based off of their what's it called, immutable characteristics, shit like that. It's the fact that you're so you lack the self-awareness to sit there and make fun of somebody's, calling somebody like you don't get laid, you can't get bitches, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you have an anime picture, bro. That's the point. It's wild. It's wild.
It's crazy.
Can I say something before shit gets taken out of context and I get clipped by our editor and this really fucked up shit comes out of me? I was not laughing at Robo at all. Not this time.
We know.
I'm just throwing out
this time.
Nah, because
he's all right. No, you good.
Yeah. I just wanted my drinky drink. I explain myself. Point is, look, I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I'm saying, say it back, motherfucker.
Hey, listen. Is there shorts? Is there more super chats?
Yes. Romy Forever with the $5 said thank you. And Don Heim with the $10 says, donating to encourage conversations like this and boost for everyone. Glad I put the effort into being here live. See, look at that. See,
that's what's up.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about here. And I also just real quick, I wanted to refresh real quick just to make sure we're caught up. Now we can take a look at that video.
Yeah. Let's check this out. This is just so fucking wild. Talking about an echo chamber. This is gonna be a fucking perfect example right here.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I can already tell. Just I kind of scrolled down a little bit when we were reading super chats just to look at the comments and whatnot. And yeah, it's special. It's something special. Anyway, are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all should be able to hear it now. Because I changed some things, and if you can't, well,
maybe next time.
Too fucking bad. Okay.
It's okay. I'll just nod.
Say just nod. Just be like, yeah, nah, dude. Dude, cooking. Anyway.
Of Sweet Baby Inc. proudly explains the method that she uses to force bosses at game studios to censor, alter, and diversify game projects she feels are problematic, terrify them, aka threaten them with the anger of the cancel culture mob.
Pause it.
Okay, let's listen.
So that's the narrative.
Oh,
that's the narrative.
Yeah.
When you look about what's about to be said.
Also, that was very Sam Cedar of you, by the way. He's like, no, pause it here for a second.
I'm going more for an Emma vibe, okay? So here's the deal: is I want everybody to key in on that, because whatever you're about to hear her say, she actually said. They're not lying about what she said. Just frame what she's about to say in the with the idea that they're calling this threatening, terrifying them, censoring them. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, let's listen to what's said.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
Right. And so let me explain really what that terror is. 5 tweets that go viral, and then nobody actually cares after that. And I'll give some examples for that. So number one, Final Fantasy 16 was criticized tremendously because it didn't have representation of different races, and the game was massively successful. Another good example is Hogwarts Legacy. Like, based off of the feedback and the information that was online, probably was like half the game killing gay people. I mean, it has to be, right? But whenever you play the game, you know that's not the case. And on top of that, it was the best-selling game last year. It sold like 20 million copies. So if they're trying to terrify these media and these marketing teams, cancel culture mobs and people getting angry on Twitter don't mean anything. It's just completely vapid garbage. It's vapid hot air.
There's like a genuine value that you can impress upon them, both ethically and financially. You can say this is important, and it's also.
So I love how okay. Let me go back.
You can say this is important.
Okay, so I want to go back here. Let's.
That's why I said earlier. Oh, only Suicide Squad.
Only Suicide Squad.
Yeah. So okay, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. This is the dumbest take, and I'm gonna tell you why. Here, let me do this real quick because
I got shit to add about this one too.
I want to make something very clear here. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League's problem wasn't diversity. Okay, it's not diversity. It's just that it's a. You know what Suicide Squad kills the Justice League's problem actually is. That is a live service game in an era where no one really wants to play a live service game.
You know what? Can I just say something real quick? Just because gamers and judges have selective amnesia. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was gonna fail way before people even knew what Sweet Baby Inc. was. Because remember,
right
when the game trailer or gameplay trailer released, right? They saw the UI. It says like, wait, is this a pay to win game, right, or a live service game? And they like Rocksteady said like, no, maybe we're not sure yet. And then it came out that it was, right? Nobody cared about like Sweet Baby Inc. Nobody knew who the hell they were.
No.
Right? That game was already like I saw countless news journalists media like whatculture.com, IGN, GameSpot talking about how this game should be shelved and not released because it's going to fail. before we even knew anything about plot direction, before we knew anything about the narrative, the game was already gonna take a massive L. Yeah. So all of a sudden, people forget that shit happened, and it's like, oh, it's because of Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Well,
that's it. Yeah. The fact is also, here's what I find funny. First of all, let me start from the top real quick. I just want y'all to know, play this VOD back, or go look at the clip yourself. And when she is talking, I want you to pay attention to his on-screen chat.
Oh,
and how many?
Yeah.
And how many people in his community are talking about her looks? There's one comment in general that said,
"I'm looking for
it. The part. She looks the part.
Oh yeah, she looks her role.
She looks her role. Huh? Hold on a second. Let's see. She's a woman, as far as I could tell. Representing, if we want to be extra careful. She's wearing a plaid shirt. She has a shirt on. She has her hair, like her hair is not pink or purple. She's not having a mohawk. She doesn't have.
She is at the very least a biracial woman.
Yeah. What I want to know, what
she has the same hair texture as my daughter.
I'm kind of. That's my point, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Right there.
Everything about this woman is like standard. A plaid shirt, a black t-shirt, red lipstick. She has makeup on. She has a normal hairstyle. She doesn't have a punk rock. She doesn't have a bunch of piercings. She's not super tattooed like our last guest was. They're going to key in on that stuff. Can you explain to me, without blue hair and shaved head and spike collars, whatever the fuck in your brain, this caricature that you imagine, how does she look the role? She's black.
That's it.
My God. Hold on. Wait a minute. I just saw something. And this is very telling about the level of IQ in his chat. Helldivers honestly feels like satire.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
By the way, I made a video today.
Wait. Right here. If a game is fun, I'll play. I don't care too much about whatever propaganda in it. Okay, first off, you fucking mooks. You fucking dumb, just chud. Some bitches. Like, y'all are about the dumbest motherfuckers in captivity.
That's taking all the good words. I can't say anything else because we got, we might get
it's all right. We're already demonetized now.
But no. I want to go back a little bit. No, I want to go back. I want to go back to her because I think there was a part where he literally had her up on like full blast. Yeah, right here. Okay. She is not an unattractive woman. Let's just go ahead and just say that right now.
They're like literally. God, I hate this. I hate to focus on this again. Before you say everybody, just say it wouldn't fucking matter if she's attractive or not. It's just funny. I'm agree with you. It's just funny. Like, wait a minute. You're taking all the conventionally society accepted attractive people and then trying to like make it about their looks. Like,
you're trying to like.
I don't like going there anyway. But I mean, like, because they're pieces of shit. But still, you're right. Like,
I feel like it adds like some type of insult to injury because it's always like, again, the people that talk this shit in my head should not be talking about nobody's appearance.
That's right.
Like that's what that's the way when it comes down to like audacity. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, I once again, I don't know this woman. I don't know what her pronouns are or what her gender identity, whatever. I'm just saying, I look at this person and I see somebody that like, if I was out at a place wherever you meet other people to date, what do they call? They call them third places. Is that what they call them now?
Well, ice cream bars. Ice cream socials. It's called ice cream socials now.
Oh, okay, got you. So the next time I'm at the ice cream social, and because once again I'm not in the market, but I'm just saying, like, if I bumped into this woman, if I were A, single, B, actually gave a damn about dating anybody, because I mean honestly, I'm kind of weird that way. I mean, I'd be like, okay, let's go. You know, like I'm like I would love to shoot my shot. I would love to be like, hey, you know, you want to go out, grab some coffee, go to dinner. I don't know. I mean, once again, this is me just looking at a person without actually knowing anything about them. I know as much information as the next person would know about a complete and total stranger. And I'm like, so the fact that they go, the fact that they, and once again, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder and it's objective and all this other stuff. But I mean, I'm just saying, without taking anything into consideration, not taking in my personal likes and desires and attractions and things that make me go, into consideration, I'm looking at this person, I'm going like, first off, the fact that you could look at someone like this and be like, oh yeah, she's ugly. Like, I'm like, that's where we're going with this?
I mean, see, here's the thing for me.
Yeah.
Is she looks her role is literally just talking about her blackness.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, she's
wearing
black.
her hair. She's wearing her hair
natural,
and she's black. So now she looks the role, and that's what I mean. But they fucking tell themselves. What does woke mean? We say it all the time. What does woke mean? Woke means black. Really, that's what it means. And then there's some subcategories of gay and everything else. But top tier, woke just means black. You know what I mean?
That is really all that means.
You know, and so
black and or brown.
Yeah, like I said, there's
or just
categories.
not white.
Right,
yeah,
white.
Absolutely.
That's
nobody, it. And I'm okay. I look, I don't do the what is Canada's called the oppression Olympics, but there is a tier, and when it comes to the United States of America, literally nobody is more oppressed than that's why we would call it they use it as a joke, but I mean, if you're a black trans woman,
yeah, that's it.
God,
you are
damn. You know what I mean?
Look,
you deserve a medal just for making it.
Look, you get the silver just for showing up.
Yeah.
you get the silver just for showing up.
But the fact of the matter is this shit is so wild. And so going on to their arguments. Okay, so check this out. You already said it. Suicide Squad. Okay, so were they involved with that? Sure. Let's just say they were. I think they were on that list. Yeah, it's.
Oh, here I got it right here. I got it right here.
Was it because what did they do with Suicide Squad? Show me what in Suicide Squad was diverse. What did they change? What didn't work with that game that specifically has to do with Sweet Baby Incorporated?
Yeah.
And then tell me why it did poorly. Okay, but here's the other part. Are you gonna play that song for God of War? Are you gonna play that song for Alan Wake 2? Are you gonna play that song for Spider-Man fucking 2? You stupid motherfucker. Lastly, bringing up Hogwarts. Do you know what Hogwarts was in the headline for? And people on the left, myself included, was like, I don't care. That's not the point here. Do you know what they did? They had a trans character on there.
Mm-hmm.
So why did they add trans? Why was there so many skin colors and hairstyles?
I was about to say they went the extra mile when it comes to
most
with the customization. So much so that it sucks that it was attached to that controversy, because the character customization of that game is what I've been wanting for most games when it comes down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
oh no,
so it's crazy. But again, that's not the part we talked about. That's not the conversation. That's not the conversation. Go ahead.
The reason people were trying to cancel Hogwarts Legacy is because they didn't want to put money in the pocket of J.K. Rowling. It didn't have anything to do with the content or anything in the game itself. And I can tell you right now, as a person who played that game from start to finish, they're like, and I will say this, before any controversy, before there was any hate campaign, before there was any, and I mean, when I say hate campaign, in this case, I mean pro for the game, because there were lots of people who wanted to buy the game because it pissed off everybody else.
I'll buy it twice.
For me, I remember watching some of the dev diaries and behind the scenes stuff on this, because I was just really genuinely curious, like, what was the mindset behind this game, especially in a time where Harry Potter, well, it's not to say it wasn't popular, but just in a time when Harry Potter is kind of considered tainted goods. Right. I wanted to know. And honestly, I feel like the devs on this game, they knew what time it was.
Mm-hmm.
They
had
knew.
to put in the extra mile,
and they said, "You know what?"
But wait, I thought that ruined games though.
Well, and that's that's the whole point. So there are so many random and like, I'm not lying when I say this. Every character you meet in that game, with the exception of maybe like 2 or 3 people, as far as like being like your core group of people, almost every last single one of them is probably not white. Right. Like a lot of your teachers, a lot of your classmates, and not only that, but yeah, getting back to what Cypher said about the character creator. Dude, I actually spent a long time in that character creator because I was like, man, they actually have black hairstyles that aren't the fucking Killmonger.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I can actually have some textured hair that actually looks legit. Like, you know what I felt? And I know, Robo, you know what I'm talking about here when I say this. I got the same feeling I got when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
I was like, dude, y'all actually took the time to research textured hairstyles so that because I saw Elite X1 put this in the chat earlier, talking about how like when you would go play like older games that had like a create a character mode or whatever, and I'm gonna tell you right now, From Software is one of the most egregious. But
I love Bloodborne, bro. But I'm so glad you wear a mask in that game.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't want to be different shades of red?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like I was like, just put.
Bro,
give me the
BioWare
mask,
ain't much better. Look, BioWare ain't much better, and that's the sad part.
Cyberpunk. Okay, let's get this out the way, right? Cyberpunk had a golden opportunity to make the best character creator in game, and they dropped the ball hard. Post update. You know what I'm saying? It's the same 2-lock style. You might get a mini fro, no fades. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, bro, none of these motherfuckers, like, my character just looks like a white dude with locks.
Okay, so that's exactly my point, because in Cyberpunk I have the same issue. My character is a black dude, but he looks like a white dude who fell into like he was at Willy Wonka's and he fell into the chocolate vat. That's what he looks like. He don't look like a black person. He looked like a white dude fell in the chocolate vat. It doesn't matter how thick I make his lips, how big of nostrils I give him. None of that shit matters. My dude just looks like a white guy who happens to be black. Like you know what he does? He looks like he looks like Soul Man. He looks like he looks like have y'all ever seen that C. Thomas Howell? Let me see if I'm gonna actually pull this up. C. Thomas Howell, Soul Man. I'm pulling this up. I want y'all to see this. This is a movie that came out in the 80s. Yeah, it was in the 80s. Yeah. It was about a white guy who wanted to get into a law school, but because he was white, he couldn't get in. So you know what he did? He decided he was going to take, I think he took like some pills or something. Yeah. No. He took some fucking pills, and here it is right here. Bam. Booyah, right here. C. Thomas Howell as a black man in
person of color.
And right person there.
That's it.
That's what my cyberpunk character looks like.
That's what I do with locks.
As a non-Afro Latino, right? As a indigenous mixed race Latino. Let me tell you something. I am so mad whenever I get into these things because I get it. I am gonna do the Oppression Olympics now. We're gonna do video game Oppression Olympics because
it's gonna be good. I know he's gonna say
in the United States, video game developers, there are only 2 kinds of people, and you are either black or you are white.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, okay, that's all right. I'll just pick one of the middle ones. I am this. What you are showing on screen is like that's it. I am white with a tan, and then I'm like, okay, well, if I go a little bit, let me get one more notch. Boom, we got Ernie's complexion.
You know,
and if it's not Judah, it's like it goes Ernie, this guy, Judah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh no, you might get Cypher. You might get Cypher. You might get Cypher.
If you have HDR enabled.
No. No, you know what it is? You get white, you get spicy white, you get get ethnically ambiguous, and then you get South Indian or is it South Asian Indian?
South.
Like, and when I say that, I mean like someone who is like darker than that, but not as dark as me.
Sure.
And then you get someone who is completely like not even my color, but like darker than me, and that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah,
that's all you get, or you get a red man. You get a red man.
The benefit to being like to being like your kind of Afro Latino, Chris, is like all you got to do is pick the lighter skin, pick the black hairstyle, boom, done.
True, but okay, fair enough. Well, can I just say this real quick? When it comes down to gaming in general, it's you know what's even sadder? That problem with the character creators don't just stop at RPGs, right? I don't know about now, but I remember like the 2Ks and the NBA Lives were terrible about it, right?
Oh, which is funny considering that's a game that should have like lots of black and brown representation. You would think.
Like, the biggest leap that they did was when they added the Kobe braids, the Kobe cornrow or the Allen Iverson cornrows. That was it. But it was either you are.
I was about to say, I don't think Kobe had braids.
Huh? Yeah, he did.
Did he? He had a fro, and then he.
I think so.
I think he had braids for a little bit. I mean.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Anyways, but like even in games like that, like Madden or NBA Street, bro. I remember the first NBA Street, right? They had a Dominican character called Bonafide, right? And this man did not look Dominican. This man looked like Ernest went to the Dominican Republic for a weekend.
Damn. So
he ain't never had no braids.
So wait.
I don't get the mini pro. I assume he braided it once.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, braids. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I saw someone brought up
DJ. Tropic Thunder.
Well, no. So I saw it was a Daddy Kaiju. Daddy Kaiju said I think the term we used to use was blurple. That's so black that you look like a shade of purple. That's basically what it was. We also got a 10. I can't show this because once again it kind of went a little bit farther back. And so we kind of got way off in tangents and I kind of lost track of some things. But Jonathan Stewart with the $10 says, Marvel responding to Ernie, why you acting like we didn't give you all that whole Bishop War College #3 issue a few months back? Keep up the good work, fellas. My comfort on dialysis days. Tuesday show? Hey, I don't know. There was first off, let's work our way down through that comment. First things first, like I always say, Marvel will throw you a bone and be like, all right, here's one issue of something. Hope y'all are happy with that. And then like, they don't want to hear nothing else from you for the rest of the year. Like once they hook you up in February, they are done with you.
That's it.
They're like,
that's how you got Barrett.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how you got it. Because it's like, look, what are you complaining about? You got him. He's right there. The one dude. Like
the one dude.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
he talks just like you guys.
Old heads like us. This is what people are like. I seen the comments in the last video we put up. It's like people got really like in their feels about that. Like, no, I get it, bro. You're allowed to like him. You know, you are.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of options. You're a kid. And he's like, cool.
But that doesn't mean you have to accept it.
Yeah, when you get older, you look at it like, damn, they kind of did us dirty. Like I was excited because that's how little we had. You know,
I know, right?
Like,
I also want to say,
I'm mad that he talked in all caps in the original Final Fantasy. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, yeah, no,
he spoke in all caps all the entire time. Sorry, go ahead.
But no, he said keep it. And that's for the my comfort on dialysis days. Hey, look, hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you're getting better, and we are always happy to provide that good on days like today. Now, as far as Tuesdays go, there was a plan in place to do something on Tuesdays. I have actually nixed that temporarily just because I am still adjusting to, for one, still adjusting to the current schedule of things, and B, also because I have kind of found myself doing more interviews and having interactions with people like what y'all saw with the David Pepos interview, the Greg Weissman interview, and
Alyssa Mercante.
Yeah. I mean, right? Like we're we like literally just today. So I want for right now, I kind of want to keep my schedule just a little bit open so that I'm able to do more and don't have to like try to figure, oh, how am I going to do this? I do this day, that. It just makes scheduling easier. But I have thought about doing something on, and if I do anything on Tuesday, honestly, what it'll probably be is something really like super fucking chill. Like super, when I say chill, I mean like requires absolutely minimum effort on my part. like I can literally just sit back and just be like, man, let's just talk. Like, let's just talk. We're not, fuck production, fuck trying to line up guests, fuck trying to figure out cameras and shit. Like, it can literally be like, hey, I turn this motherfucker on and we just gonna talk.
That's how I do Left Face TV. Just like, I don't know.
See, that's what I need to do. See, I need blurred face TV is what I need. That's what I need.
No, that dude Cypher World used to run it like that too. Back when he used to stream, I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know, man. I heard he was still out here, but
he was going places. I heard he got engaged and just like stopped streaming and stuff. Like,
I heard he has like 17 channels and he's trying to like figure it out. Yeah. He's a character. He's a character.
Wait.
I like how his laugh is getting drowned out and the sound gate it only comes up when it's really loud. And it's like, I don't know why it pisses me off more. Like
I was just like, what? I don't know why. I just kind of I could just see Cypher like this go like,
Hey, you know what? Look. I am trying to be a better person because if I say shit, all of a sudden I'm going low. And I have it all that well. Why you gotta do that?
It's very true.
I'm sorry. We got another here.
Hey, talk about your self-image one more time, real quick. I just want to see something.
See, there he goes. There you go.
he's like, all right, man. He's like, all right. Look, you can get a message in like 2 minutes. Be like, man, you good? Like, you all right?
Wait, time out. Wait, what happened? Chris, I do that?
No, I said I do that.
Oh, okay. How about say?
Are you good? But hold on, what's your response? I don't know, man. You good? Cause you good. I learned throughout the years can mean so many different things.
You what? Say it again? No. I'm actually a little lost, but it's all right. It's all right.
Go ahead. What's the next segment, bro? I'm not tight.
People like this.
I'm not mad.
What's happening?
I'm not mad. All I'm saying is keep that same energy next time I see you.
Anyway, $5 super chat for two. So what says Hogwarts Legacy? I can't talk.
Remix.
Hogwarts Legacy only had so many sales because there were people buying up multiple copies at once just to spite people. Many who played it said it's bad. I will say this. It's not a bad game. I played it. It is not a bad game. I actually quite enjoyed it. I will also say that I don't think even that is entirely true. I mean, I think it's partially true. Because I know a lot of people who, like, I think closer towards the end of the year because, like, game sales and stuff like that. I remember, like, around October, November, and a lot of December. And I'm not trying to, like, make it hot, but I saw a lot of people on my Steam, PlayStation, friends list. They were all playing it.
Hmm?
I think a lot of people just didn't buy it right away. But once the heat died down, I feel like a lot of people did. And once again, it's not to say that, there were definitely people. I do believe there were definitely some people who were buying multiple copies. But no game becomes an outseller of Call of Duty because people were buying multiple copies. Like, that just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Like, at that point, like, I do get it. But, like, I don't think that
Hogwarts is a huge
people underestimate, like, okay, you know how you have Disney adults?
There's Hogwarts people.
There's Hogwarts adults.
I would have been one of them, honestly. I mean,
my sister's not a gamer, and I'm pretty sure she bought the game just because.
A lot of people bought it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
She's a huge Harry Potter fan. It's like, oh yeah, she tried it for 2 minutes. It's like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And
right
Paris Yule coming in.
Bruh.
Look at that.
Out here.
Look at that.
Out
Yo,
here.
clap, clap, clap.
That's awesome. That's what's up.
but no, I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to recognize that, like, okay, perfect example, almost even better example than Disney adults. Fucking Avatar, and I'm not talking about The Last Airbender. I'm talking about blue people Avatar.
I still don't get that.
No, because I remember sitting in the theater the day that they put out the first trailer for the second Avatar, and I even remember, like, literally out loud, I said, "Who asked for this?" And no lie, I remember I was reading an interview that James Cameron, the director, had with some publication. And he said in order for this movie to break even, it would have to make at least $2 billion. Or something along those lines. Or for it to be profitable, it would have to break $2 billion or something along those lines.
And Cypher's brother said, bet.
Yeah. So here's the thing. No, it wasn't, that movie didn't pass that threshold, because it did. Let's go ahead and put that out there. The movie did make over $2 billion, I think, or something, or over $1 billion. I don't know. That's what it was. I think it had to gross over $1 billion. That's what it was. And it did do that. And
yeah, because I think it was like the fifth movie ever to do that.
Not many movies have done that. And here's the thing. No movie has ever made that much money because people were buying multiple tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, sure, maybe people were going back on repeat views, but that would take a lot of people doing that. It would take an astronomical amount of people doing that. And honestly, no one has that kind of energy.
I just looked it up.
What's that one movie?
What's that?
The Truth of P. What's that one movie that just came out? The conservative movie that was a bunch of bullshit made up about that dude who was saving kidnapped kids.
Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom. Yeah.
The Sound of Freedom made some money. That's the kind of money you make when it's just silly people trying to double up on tickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, Sound of Freedom.
They couldn't break millions of dollars.
And not only that, they had to do like a huge publicity sense, like, oh, every ticket you buy is gonna go. Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't just that. They also had social media campaigns where people were trying to claim that movie theaters were either refunding their tickets and kicking them out, or making up bullshit excuses for why they couldn't go see the movie. But I want to show you something.
I just looked it up, by the way. Avatar is the #1 grossing movie of all times.
There you go. Right here, Sound of Freedom.
Oh,
this
movie
made $184 million domestically, $250 million worldwide. Now that's a lot of money, you would probably say. But here's the thing. This movie, while it did make that much money, yeah, some of it was people buying up extra tickets. Some of it was even the studio, because that was actually something that came up, buying out tickets. But here's the thing. Even that's not enough to push it up that far. There were a lot of people who wanted to go see this for one reason or another. Some people watched it. Kind of like the whole thing with Lady Ballers, that Daily Wire movie. Like, there were people who bought the movie on Daily Wire just to hate watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Which that to me is just insane. That to me is insane. I would never do that. Mm-hmm. But going to Avatar.
I'm surprised it made that much money. I didn't know it was that much money.
Yeah, The Way of Water made $2.3 billion.
That's wild. I don't know who's watching this.
Oh, and I said the same thing. I said, who the fuck went to go see this?
Oh, the people that love it absolutely loved it. Because, like, I remember when I told Robo, I was like, because he said, like, I don't know, I never understood the hype. And I was like, oh, yeah, my brother would disagree with you. My brother that's his comfort movie, right? He has seen that movie well over 100 times. He goes, like, nah. And then when we were playing Helldivers with Nano, he was like, oh, yeah. And he spoke about that shit for a good 20 minutes. I'm like, see, I told you guys, I don't know what it is, Homie
They're
loves
out
that
there.
movie. Hey, don't know. Didn't catch.
I
the
mean,
appeal.
Wonder Boy in the chat just said I tried learning Navi. I'm like, there's huge fans of the game, of the what you call it,
IP.
the movie. But it's like when I first saw it, I remember the hype, but I thought the hype was about like how beautiful it was, right? Like I thought the
CGI
hype
though.
was like wow, this is
14.5
some
mil.
next level. Mhm.
That was the Sound of Freedom budget.
Uh-huh.
And yes, he there was something about trafficking going on with that. Or no, I don't know if it was. I don't know who the director was. I think it was the person that the movie was about, because I think it was based off of, was actually involved in trafficking, not saving trafficked children, but was actually trafficking. He was actually involved in the act of trafficking. That was what came out later.
Him. One of the biggest funders of the movie was also a huge known pedophile for the Mormon Church. There was another individual that was in the movie that was, I guess, based on like somebody in real life. That motherfucker also has several cases open against him for child trafficking and all the R word and all that stuff. So yeah, fuck them guys.
Oh yeah, no, it becomes very. Here's the thing: every accusation is a confession. That's what you need to know. Every accusation is a confession. Every proclamation is a self-report.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that dude was like, "Oh, look at me! I saved these trafficked children." No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Let's test that out. Let's test that out, Robo. I love you. I love you, my guy. You're like a brother to me. You motherfucker. See, not every proclamation. It's
Is it what?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that shit. It didn't work.
My guy.
Not work.
My
I was
guy.
trying to see. It
Did not
looks
work.
like the $25 million. Apparently, the pay it forward thing from that movie. I don't know why we're talking about this so much, but the pay it forward thing was they made about $26 million off that. You can make a good bit of money, but kind of going back to the Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter game.
No, that was not me.
One of the things that I trust is, I kind of look at like apolitical people. I'm like, okay, so my son, he bought it, and I love my son to death. He texted me. He's like,
now
he goes, I said, you I don't want to play the Harry Potter game. You sending me like TikToks and shit of what things people were doing. I'm like, okay, all right, you do you, boo boo. And he's like, you can get mad at me. I'm like, nah. It's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should, but it's not like I'm gonna. What am I gonna do? And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, all right, get it. And then he played. I said, how is it? He's like, super fun. So he's like having best. And then he's like, yeah, it kind of got boring after a while. And so it seemed like to me that it's one of those kind of games that was well made, doesn't have a lot of replay value. You play it, is good. I think for people, it's kind of like we talked about this with EVS and his art. We talked about this with like, you hear some like rock groups and you hear metal bands, and then you find out they're Nazis, and all of a sudden you want to say they're trash, and it's like, stop. Like you could be a bad person, and then So my thing
and
was
talented
never about,
at the same time,
right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My thing was never like about not enough diversity. Mine was just literally just whatever. We've talked about this before. And so the straw man here is somebody way above. Who cares? Don't go look back and look for it. Somebody said, wait, I thought nobody played it. That right there is the definition of a straw. Like nobody. It's the numbers are there on Steam.
Yeah, no one said no one played it.
Mm-hmm.
We just said there were people who didn't want.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
I always say they didn't want to play it. They didn't want to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There were people who didn't want to buy it.
If I was if I could torrent, if I was still in that game and I could like jailbreak it or something, I would have played it.
Well,
I know lots of people that did.
Work.
Well, same thing with my brother. My brother wanted to play it, right? And I told him about the issues behind it and stuff like that. It's like, cool. He was like, I'm still gonna get it. Then he looked at the gameplay. He's like, not for me.
I mean,
and that was the end of the conversation.
I mean, I'll be honest.
The gameplay is what made it hard. I'm like,
well, because he said the same thing a lot of people say, and which is just like it looks like it gets repetitive after so while.
I mean,
and Blerd, correct me if I'm
yeah.
wrong. The best part of that game is actually exploring Hogwarts, because they say that Hogwarts is one of the most unique and best open worlds because it's indoors and it has one of the best open worlds. And they say if you want to spend more time with the teachers, learning within the school, the game could have been a lot better.
I will give you that much, but what I will also say is that when I played it, I never got bored. I will definitely say, though, that this sounds really sad coming from me. I felt like in order to gamify Harry Potter, they gave you a lot of random spells that I felt like you had too many, to the point where, okay, I'm going to tell you, okay, I can see why it might have gotten boring for some people in the late game, because this was my problem. I wanted to use different spells, but because I'm me, I went down the dark wizard path. So I had the Cruciatus Curse, I had Avada Kedavra, and
I would have Voldemort.
I basically had all the evil spells. But here's the thing. Avada Kedavra and the Cruciatus Curse, they are so fucking OP. Why would I use anything else?
That's right.
And that's basically, so that's what happened to me. I got to the point where I unlocked all the, and bear in mind, to do this, you have to be very late in the game anyway. So, but the thing is, like, okay, you're only allowed to have, I think it's 8 equipped spells. There are at least 24 in the game. And they're all useful, but like a lot of times I had to like switch out one spell for another because I was in a different situation. And where I got annoyed was there was no quick way to just switch. Like, so I got to go in the menu. Now I got to go, okay, all right, let me move this. Okay, well, let me hit this button and hold this one so I can do. That was really the only thing about the game I didn't like. That was it. Other than that, I thought the game was really fun. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to have spent more time doing stuff in Hogwarts. I mean, technically you kind of do, but it's all like tied to the story. I really enjoyed Hogsmeade. I actually liked enjoying the world outside of Hogwarts. If there was any one thing as far as like repetitiveness that I did not like, it was that, and this is on me, it's not on the devs, I actually went looking for shit. And it kind of got to a point where my obsessiveness kind of drugged me down that rabbit hole, and I kind of never came out of it. And then I spent like a huge chunk of the game like just trophy hunting.
Okay.
And that became boring to me. But once I got back to the actual core story of the game and doing some of the side quests, which I thought the side quests were really good. Some of them were better than the main story itself. I was like, dude, this is actually really cool. There's a really good story here. And yeah, it's got some problematic elements in whatever. But I was like, here's the thing. Sometimes that's just what a story is. Sometimes stories have problematic elements to it. Not because they're propping them up. Like, yeah, there are some bad people in this, but you're not supposed to like them. You know, it's like, it's not, the game's not telling you have to love them. But yeah. But all of that aside, using the Avada Kedavra curse on somebody was so fucking fun. Because when you hit a motherfucker with that shit, it like, unless it was a boss character or a character that had like shields or whatever, that shit was like the book. It was a one-hitter. You hit him over there, it was like, boo! Okay. Oh, that's what it was. The Petrificus Totalis. That was the other spell that I had. So like as far as like my attack spells, Avada Kedavra, Cruciatus Curse, Petrificus Totalis, and I think I had another one that was like I think it was one of the fire spells. But yeah, when I hit a motherfucker with that shit, like, ooh, it was even better. Like you hit a boss, Cruciatus, Avada Kedavra, and it was like, so they would be like, and then
boom.
Like we need to rip those sound effects.
Yeah,
all those little sound effects, we need to rip them and use
like,
them for
all you need is the roadblocks, which would be like, ooh. that was every like it was fun. But I will say I can see why it would become like if you did what I did, I could see why it would become boring to you because you would become OP. And then the game becomes like once I got those spells, it turned into easy mode. Like I was just like, damn. I was like, I kind of need to turn the difficulty up because I'm fucking these folks.
That's me. That's me with any kind of like cheat or whenever like I'm ready to play with what do you call them? The mods.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I beat the game. Let me play some mods. It happened with Baldur's Gate. It's like I'm like I am batting 1,000 with anytime I get to a point where I say, yeah, let's try it with mods now, is over. The game's over for me. It's done.
Honestly, that
'Cause I'm
happened with Baldur's Gate.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah,
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate, I put it on and like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, let me put on flying. Like, I just want to be able to fly.
Dude, flying makes the game so broken.
But it's like, oh shit, I mean, it wasn't even conscious either. It was something I had to look back and realize. It was like, it wasn't like I was like, oh no, I'm too powerful, and now the game is broken. I'm going to stop playing this game. It was just something in the background made the game not as fun because it was too easy. And then I realized, oh, it was the mods I put on. I fucked it up.
you know, it's funny though, because I get it in From Software games. Like every time, like when I used to stream them, everybody was like, "Yo, do you know there's an easy way to cheese that boss?" Like, no, like a true saying, I'm a 1v1 his ass. I'm gonna beat his ass, and then on the second playthrough, I'm gonna cheese him. Yeah, I need to.
I did that shit on Power World. If I'm like, oh, there's a cheat for this first boss, cool, I'm gonna do that.
I have an announcement to make.
Oh shit.
We're pregnant.
I think someone tried to be funny just now. Or not just now, but a little bit ago. My wife knocks on the door and says, "Hey." She's like, "Did you order a pizza?" And I was like, "Nope." And she's like, "Yeah, but they didn't pay for it up front." And I was like, "Oh." I've seen this behavior before. It was somebody that basically somebody that like got my information and like so basically I've officially been doxxed. Which is whatever, dude. I don't care. You can send all the pizzas. I'm literally going to be like, "No, I did not order any of this," and that's exactly how that whole thing went down. Because they didn't. Here's the other thing: they didn't even get my name right. So there you go. That was also the other problem. But so yeah, that I thought was kind of funny, and it's kind of one of those creepy things that weird motherfuckers do because they think that they're being cute. And I will tell you right now, come to my house if you think you bad, because I'm gonna tell you right now. It's real easy to feel big and bad behind that keyboard, pimp. But when you have to look me in the fucking eye, I promise you, I fucking promise you, it's not going to go the way you think. Not going to go the way you think. Just saying. It's a fast way to wind. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a fast way to wind up at the med. Okay? And for those of you who live in Memphis and know, you know exactly what the med is. No one wants to go there. Or as my granny used to say, WJC Oats. If you live in Memphis, you know where that is. I don't even have to say what it is because I don't want anybody to think that I'm threatening them. But look up WJC Oats.
I'm definitely going to Google it.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what that is. Gang.
He's like, yeah, gang. I'm on. But no, anyway, that said, I'm actually curious what the pizza was. She didn't ask.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't. Did she deny it?
Yeah, she did. No, she told him it wasn't for us. I'm kind of glad she had the sense to come back here and ask me too, because I have a sneaking suspicion that it would have been some wild shit. But anywho, you know what? Honestly, you know what? What time is it? Where are we at right now? We're what?
It's time.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. Because you know what I want to do? I want to go administer some managed democracy. That's actually what I want to go do. I want to go. I want to go.
I've been thinking about that the whole time. They got the new what you call it?
Oh yeah, they got the new premium war bonds out.
And I'm like, the whole time, probably past 15 minutes. I'm like,
yep, there you go. So
I shouldn't have thrown that airstrike. Damn, I would have still lived.
Damn. So no, that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go do that, and everyone else can go with God or whatever deity you worship. That said, I think I took us out last time. And yeah, what have you guys?
I'll get it. Ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, that is the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, Alyssa _Merc, she was on the show at the beginning. Don't worry, because I'm gonna cut out that part. We'll edit it up, and we're gonna have that interview uploaded nice and neat for you if you missed it. Looking at you, Sir Your G. It's okay. It's okay. You're not late. you show up when you mean to. Look, here's the deal. Everybody showing up, no matter what time you show up, it's appreciated. What we got? We got Blerd Cave. Everybody knows about the Blerd Cave on Saturday. Check out Just Chris Cypher. Check out Left Face on YouTube, Left Face TV, and all of that. Be safe, hydrate, treat each other well, be kind to each other. You know what I mean? It's not that hard.
Yeah, as my wife says, hydrate or die straight.
Yep. True. And who wants that?
I mean, you know, I was gonna die straight either way, so it doesn't really matter.
I remember this one tweet. I'm like, man, that's fucking funny. It's like homophobic got you all missing out on some good ass.
Some good head, yeah.
Hey, Avenger Green, drop it in the chat. Feel free to drop it in the chat because I want to check it out too. But yeah, so Steel. I'm just saying. My wife says it to me all the time. But anyway, thank you all so much. Shout out again to Alyssa Mercante, Cypher. Thank you for jumping in after the fact. And thank you all for being amazing. I know some of you are probably wondering, where the hell is Ernie's usual Thursday uploads? Well, don't worry. I'm probably going to drop one here in about probably as soon as this stream is over. I apologize for the late videos. There's going to kind of be popping up over the next day or so. But that's it. Yeah, I hope to see you all next time. And for Jessica Cypher, for Robo of Left Face TV, I am the Blerd Without Fear. And whoever sent me that pizza, you can go to hell.